What's up, Nerd Herd Nation? This is JR Rogueslaw, your resident asshole, your Star Wars fan, and this is the way it is, a Star Wars origin show. This is episode 2. I've got my good friend here, Sam, Wookiee Fanatic 19. How are you doing, sir?
Doing great, doing great.
So let's just give a little kind of background on you. We won't go into ages or anything, but what's the first one you saw in the theaters? What of the Star Wars movies?
The first one. I see New Hope in theaters.
Oh man, you're lucky. I was born a year too late. Just how it is, you know.
I was 8 years old, the perfect age.
Oh yeah, perfect age. Fucker. So we're gonna go into a little rapid fire. Blue milk or Bantha steaks?
Bantha steaks.
Who shot first, Han or Greedo?
Oh, Han.
There you go. Favorite droid?
Ooh. IG-38. Okay. Or 88, I mean.
88, yeah.
Yeah.
I can understand that one. If you're to visit one of these places, I kind of have a feeling where you're going to go, but Mon Calamari, Yavin 4, or Kashyyyk?
Kashyyyk.
Yeah, I should have thought about that before. I changed it from the last one, and I was like, oh yeah, he's a Wookiee fanatic. Yeah. If you could choose one ship to fly.
Oh,
Razor? Well, no. You don't get the Millennium Falcon. Because let's be honest.
We all would.
Everyone picked Millennium Falcon.
Yeah.
Razor Crest or Slave One?
Slave One.
Okay. So let's go back to your origins. Who took you to your first Star Wars movie? You said you're 8 years old. I mean, obviously they're not going to let you run. I mean, it was the 70s, but they're not going to let you run around going to theaters by yourself. So who took you? What was the scene? Set the scene, sir.
Okay. I'm not sure which I actually seen first because I've seen it twice relatively within 6 months, and I was little. Okay. I think the first time was January 13th, 1978.
Okay.
So 6 months after, or almost a year after, or I guess 8 months after it came out for the first 7 months, first time. For my birthday at the Old Century Theaters in Sac.
Oh yeah, I remember those old boob theaters.
Yep. And then the other time, I think it was that following summer, we went back again when it came up to Placerville for the at the drive-ins, and it was actually sold out. And I've never ever heard of a movie selling out there. And I convinced my dad to take us back at midnight to see the second showing. And it's the only time we ever had a second showing.
That is cool. That's crazy. And I mean, Placerville, I mean, it's not big now. I mean,
it was,
you and I know Placerville. Placerville's like that small town up the hill. Great town.
Right.
But
it was teeny.
That's huge for it to be sold out.
One movie theater, one drive-in, and it was on a 2-lane road, and the traffic was blocked. It was that packed to go see it that weekend. It was there, and that was probably the summer of '78.
Wow, that must have been cool to see.
Yeah, no, I was, and I was the only one that stayed awake. My parents were both out, so
I can understand that, though. I mean, I know I've had several times where I've watched it, and my mom was in the room and she just crashed while watching it. So it happens. So if you have to pick, you can be kind of Merc, Smuggler, kind of put those together. Sith or Jedi, what are you going to go with?
Smuggler.
Smuggler?
Yeah.
And this is the one where you can go outside of the Star Wars universe. Who would be like your mentor?
Talon Karrde.
Nice. So you are a book nerd like me.
I have them all.
Nice. We'll have to get into some of that. Get some real EU going.
Yes.
Talon Karrde. So what would be your weapon of choice?
Oh, I'd still go with the bowcaster.
You'd go with the bowcaster?
Yeah.
you gotta like grow out the facial hair and everything though if you're gonna go the full Wookiee.
Yeah, and I can't do it in real life, so it has to
Trust
be.
me, you can borrow some of mine.
It has to be fake. They'd have to CGI that in.
You have to get some merkins, just plaster merkins all over you. We can shave Sean a couple times.
Exactly.
Get plenty of hair there. Wow, so that's interesting. I didn't think anyone picked Talon Card. Haven't heard that name in a long time. If no one, explain who Talon Card is for the people.
He's a smuggler from the Thrawn series. He just kind of a shady guy that generally starts over time starts siding with the rebels or the. At that point, I guess they wouldn't be rebels anymore. It'd be, I guess they would. I don't know.
Yeah, I think they're still considered rebels. I mean, or at least the resistance still.
Yeah, and he's introduced is because he's Mara Jade's boss, kind of.
Right.
So.
Which is the one true love of Luke.
Yes.
Don't care what anyone else says. Mara Jade is the end all be all.
I agree.
And if Brie Larson is her, someone needs to be shot. That's my personal opinion. Sorry.
I don't think that'll happen. I hope.
I hope not. Well, I was going to ask you if you had a blade, what color blade you're going to have, but you're a Wookiee, so you don't get a blade, sir.
Hey, they do. There's Wookiees.
Jedis. I know there is. I know there's a couple.
If I did, I'd still go with purple.
Still go with purple?
Yeah, I gotta take after Samuel L. Jackson there.
That makes sense. I could see that. So, out of all the movies and the specials and everything, what's one of your favorite Star Wars moments? Like, you're just like, it comes on and you're just like, I got to sit down and watch this every time.
Yikes.
You can have a couple if you want, huh?
Yeah, definitely. Anything from The Empire Strikes Back. And then if I see the opening scenes in A New Hope, if you see that Star Destroyer go over, I'm sitting down, and the family knows that. So the channel's not changing. Exit the room if you don't want to watch.
It's almost one of those things like, do you want to watch Rogue One? That means that you're going to watch Star Wars New Hope also.
Yes.
It just goes right into it. Just like, oh, you got to go.
But and anything from Empire Strikes Back is just a great movie. Any part of that, I'm going to sit and watch.
Well, and you have an interesting perspective because for me, like, I was still a little too young to really appreciate Empire Strikes Back. Now, as an adult, I love Empire Strikes Back.
Right.
I know it is, as a Star Wars film, it is a perfect film. Mind you, that's saying a lot because Star Wars films are pretty imperfect. As a child, I love the Ewoks. I love Return of the Jedi. But you were a little too old for Ewoks.
Yeah, I'm not an Ewok fan.
So, yeah, that's what I was going to say. Because I know there's that little divide of a couple of years where people are like, yeah, that's when you sold out.
I was in high school, and I was at that time a little more interested in girls and sports than I was Star Wars. But I came back. So.
Yeah, but I can see it, understand that too. I mean, Ewoks are definitely, when you see like the cartoons and you see the stuffed animals and all the cutesy stuff they did with the Ewoks, when in all honesty, they're pretty much cannibals and
that's
dark if you really think about it.
I joke around with people all the time and say they go from like being, we're going to eat them, to the playful little cute things in 2 seconds.
And then they switch back at the very end.
Yeah, and then they beat the hell out of the Empire.
Well, what do you think was the meat for that last celebration?
Yeah,
Stormtroopers. I
never thought about that, but you're probably right.
I mean, Gene over at Empire or over at Comics and Collectibles pointed that out to me. He's like, yeah, that's not just. Do you see any Rancors or anything that they can eat?
No, I've never put that together until you just said that.
Yeah, I didn't think about it until he mentioned it. He's like, where do you think Leia got her dress? They probably ate a girl of her size.
Yeah.
So being that you're a dad, correct?
Yes.
Did you ever have that moment where I mean, obviously your kids know that you're crazy. You're a Star Wars fan. You're a comic book nerd. And nothing's wrong with that.
No.
Because Lord knows you see my fat ass at the comic shop every other week when you go down there. Did you ever get them, like, have that moment of sitting them down watching Star Wars that first time and kind of reliving
their perfect age for the re-releases?
Nice.
I took them, I mean, because they were like the same age as I was, my youngest especially. My older daughter likes the movies, but to him it was just like, go see them once, done. Yeah. But my younger daughter's read books, very much got into it like I am. She's was that perfect age in the early 90s, when they released them, or late 90s, to go watch them with me. And the whole family went, but my youngest daughter's a big Star Wars fan as well.
Nice. So have you guys gone to Galaxy's Edge yet?
We have not.
So I take it that's going to be your next family trip next year when the pandemic's over?
Because they're both older, and my oldest daughter lives on the East Coast. I've already told her, she just had a baby. I already told her that I will be taking him. I go, we may have to go to the one in Florida because they live in New Jersey. Okay. I go, but we will be going. And me and my wife I've talked about it a little bit about going down to Disneyland just to see it. I didn't want to go right away because I didn't want to hit that the crowd when it first came out. Yeah. And so the goal was to go sometime last year, where last year doesn't exist.
Yeah. So. Well, it's kind of like I made the mistake. The first time I ever went to Disney World ended up being the week after Rise of the Resistance came out.
Oh, okay.
Didn't plan it that way. We're like, we want to go for Christmas time. This is a good time to go. And then they're like, oh, we're releasing Rise of Resistance on the 5th, and we're going to be there on the 10th. And it was just like, oh, this is going to be fun. Got a great ride. I'm interested in seeing how it is without or with the restrictions of COVID.
Okay.
Because part of it is you're not giving away too much, but you get pulled onto a Star Destroyer. Or they have the illusion that you're on a Star Destroyer. And they have people dressed up as Imperial officers and stuff.
Okay.
And they're told they're allowed to be rude to you. They can't touch you or do any physical thing like, but they're like, get in line, rebel scum, and
they act
all this stuff. Nice. Right. And you can act it back at them. You can tell them like, hey, this person's the rebel. You should take them, let me go. And it's really fun because they interact with you. They play off each other. So I'm wondering to see how it is now that the interaction might not be as much.
Right.
But I also will say this, build the lightsaber.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pay the $200 to build lightsaber. For you, I think you're like me in the fact of the moment is what matters more than the object.
Right.
Just the whole story behind it is very cool. The whole how they talk about the green crystals usually are by people that are like this, and they're playing the music in the background, and you get all the chills from it.
Right on.
So it's very cool in that situation. So let's talk about the novels a little bit.
Okay.
What's your obviously Talon Card. We all love Thrawn. We all love Mara Jade, all the Heir of the Empire stuff.
Okay.
What's some of your favorite characters, or at least races or whatever from the books? What's like some of your favorite stuff that people may not necessarily know about?
I cannot think of what you say it. The
Vong?
No, those I weren't big fans of. I was just talking to Sith Lordly about that the other day. And maybe it's because there were so many books.
Yeah. They bled just to death with those damn books.
Right. But what are Thrawn's bodyguards? What's the race? Is it those guys seem really cool to me.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Because they're pretty stealthy. They hide and
yeah. Because didn't they bring one back in the new Rebels cartoon? Like he goes
I
by
don't
like
know.
Rook or something, I think.
Oh, you know what? I think you're right now that you said that.
Because I know there's one that they brought back that was really stealthy and like it's his personal bodyguard.
I bet they did then. I have not seen all the Rebels episodes yet. We've been watching them. This during the pandemic, I was watching some of them.
Oh, nice.
And catching up.
It's a good series. The animation's a little hard to get used to, at least at the beginning.
So since I guess the last year and a half since Disney Plus has been out, I've been going back and watching all that stuff because before I just caught bits and pieces. I never, caught all the episodes in order.
I'm still waiting for him to release the Life Day special. Just give it to us, Disney. Give me a box set with the Life special and the original trilogy, unedited.
Are you talking about the original Life special?
Yep. Give me that really horror. Oh yeah. In all its horrible glory.
Have you seen the whole thing?
I've seen it. It's horrible.
Very few people realize that's where Boba Fett started out.
Yep. That cartoon that's all shaky and stuff. Yeah. Where he's riding on that like it's actually you watch Mandalorian, right?
Yeah.
You know the creatures that
the old guy rides?
Yeah. That's one of the creatures. That's the creature that the Mandalorian rides in the.
Really?
That Boba Fett rides in that.
I didn't piece that together.
Yeah, that's a nod to that. The weapon he uses at the beginning is the same weapon that Boba Fett had in that.
See, I'm thinking I've actually seen that special before I actually seen the movie. Because that was Christmas time, and my birthday's in January.
Quite possible.
Unless it came out the following year. I mean, I don't remember.
I think the cartoon came out the year after. I think it came out in 78. The movie came out in 77.
Right.
And then the cartoon came out in 78.
Okay, then I would have seen the movie first. My first introduction to Star Wars was the trading cards. Kids started showing up with them at school. I mean, you'd see the commercials on TV, right. But that was when I originally, I've seen the trading cards first.
Very cool.
Like, I want those.
Do you still have any of those?
I have 2 sets of those.
Nice. So speaking of cool things you have, what's some of your favorite things that you have? I mean, I know you're like me and you have closets full of stuff.
I have a garage full, a room full.
Storage
some of my
unit
favorite
full.
Things. I don't know. I have just one of the cards here. This is one I brought recently. The Chewbacca.
Is that the goldenrod? Here, let me get you. Oh, nice.
It's the Wonder Bread card. And what I liked about these is my dad worked for Wonder Bread. I had tons of them as a little kid.
That's cool. I didn't even know about those.
Yeah, it's like an 11 card set. It's they're very plain, the back.
Well, it was Wonder Bread. I mean, you can't expect
too much. And they were
stuck
in. They were actually loose sitting on top of the bread in the bags. And my dad worked for him, so the stale bread is I could go through it and I would rip the bags open and take the cards out.
Oh, there you go.
Off his truck. So that's probably one of my favorite things I have. Another more recent.
Oh, that's nice. So that's where your logo comes from.
My niece made this for me, drew this, painted this.
Oh, that's
very watercoloring. Cool. So the book's a little bit warped.
Yeah, who cares? It's one of a kind.
Yeah, and it's just something that she was real nervous, so I actually gave her like 5 blanks and said, practice and just give me whichever one you want. And then I know everybody's a big fan of Jenny Frison.
Right.
Here's an autograph book she did.
Oh, wow. I didn't even know she did one of those.
And this is very hard to find.
Yeah.
I've only seen 2 ever on eBay, and this is one of them.
I remember the story, but I don't remember seeing that cover ever.
It's just, I think it's a store exclusive.
It almost looks like a back cover, the way it's done. But, it's that. Yeah. It's
your favorite place.
Yeah, my favorite place.
That I think is kind of cool. And then this I just randomly still had.
That's still cool. I mean, you can't find those anymore.
No. So that's, and I mean, I have just about, I have all the main comics.
Yeah.
Multiple, like I have 2 full sets of the original Star Wars run.
Oh man, I'm working on that right now.
And what I went back through, and now I'm trying to make sure I have. I'll never get the 35-cent variants just because they're too much.
Yeah.
Unless I walked into one on accident.
It happened. We know Sean.
Did Sean get one of those?
No, but we know Sean's
right.
luck.
I know what you're talking about. Yes. And then some other. This is just really rare.
Is that the old school, like, they
This
came
is
in the
from
cardboard box?
1977
Yep.
with the stretched out elastic.
And it had, like, the plastic, like,
Yeah.
thing you wore, like a.
I mean, you can see it's like. And
Oh,
it's
yeah.
brittle, it's falling apart, but
Oh, yeah. They weren't made to last.
no.
But
And
it's
this
still
one,
cool.
made in France. So not everything's made in Asia.
Yeah.
So that I have. And then
Nice.
matter of fact, I just seen another one of this. The belt's the hard part.
Right.
There's tons of these out there, but the belt is like
Yeah.
non-resistant. And then, the other fun stuff like the old lunchbox. You knew
So,
you were cool in 3rd grade if you had one of these.
Oh, yeah.
This is and how you tell the first edition versus the second. The first edition does not have the pictures on the sides. It's just got stars,
Oh,
and that's the one that's worth big bucks.
yeah.
It's just,
See,
I have all kinds of.
By the time
like-
I was going to school, it was plastic. They switched ours to plastic.
And I've talked about going out and buying the metal Empire that Strikes Back one, but I haven't. They're out there, and they're not that
Oh, yeah.
expensive unless it's. I don't care about something like that. It's for me. It's not. I'm not going to be like a stickler over the perfect version, and the thermos is actually worth more than the box itself.
Yeah. Half the time you can't find the damn thermos.
No, and so I don't have a thermos. And I just have I have so much stuff. I was like, what do I pull out? What do I find? I wanted to pull some stuff out that people ordinary don't see, but definitely not.
Oh, but that's the thing, is that's what I'm looking for, is the stuff that everyone's seen. Oh, here's my first Boba Fett. Here's my first appearance of Thrawn. Here's
Right.
my Luke Skywalker with the yellow extending blade. It's like, I want stuff that actually means something to you,
Right.
rather than the stuff, because everyone could get that stuff. I mean, it's like, that's why I went after, I started getting sketch covers done. So I've gotten like 4 or 5. I've got like a Chewbacca sketch cover done. I've got a Boba Fett. I've got a Yoda.
Nice.
Talon, Darth Talon,
Okay.
a Slave Leia. Well, before they start calling her Hutt Slayer Leia. But yeah, I'm trying to eventually get the whole group.
Nice.
I've got a Han also. I just have a hard time wanting to get a Luke. I don't know. Are you like me, where Luke's kind of like, we'll get to him when we get to him?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a big. Even as a kid, I wasn't a big Luke. I mean, it was funny. The reason I like, so my best friend shows up with these cards in 2nd or 3rd grade or whatever it was. So we went from playing Baba Black Sheep on the Swings to playing Star Wars.
Oh, wow.
And he had seen the movie, so he claimed Han first. So I got the sidekick. I got the hairy guy. I got Chewbacca, and it just is stuck. I've just liked him ever since. And
You know what, though? Chewbacca is a badass. I mean,
he's loyal, and everybody's scared of him.
and I won't lie. When I read that book, when they killed off Chewbacca, I cried.
I cried.
I was like, that's the one, like, out of the rest of them, like in the movies even, it's like Chewbacca's gonna be the last one standing. You know what I mean?
No,
Yeah.
I was so hot when they, maybe that's why I don't like the Yasmin Bong, or however you pronounce it. because
Who's Vong? Yeah.
they dropped the moon on him, man. That's not nice.
Oh, he went out like a champ.
Yeah.
Well, I think my problem with the Vong storyline, it was like 26 books.
It's long.
And they just kept doing the same thing.
But
there's some great stuff afterwards. Like that storyline with Jason and Jaina, where Jason's going to the dark side.
No, that's good. That's
she
Invincible in those books. I can't think.
Yeah, and she teams up with Boba Fett to learn how to beat a Jedi.
Is that the New Jedi Order? Is that what they called it, or?
I don't know if that was New Jedi Order or if New Jedi Order was after that.
Yeah, I don't remember what they called those either. The series. They're sitting about 20 feet that way.
But those were great, and even the books after that, because like he tried to bring Ben in to be his apprentice, and Ben finally kind of snapped out of it. But then Ben kind of went spiraling, and so like Luke and Ben had to go kind of like on a quest for themselves. And
now there's I've really enjoyed all the books, with the exception of a few.
Yeah, there's been a couple stinkers.
I tried. There's one that I absolutely could not get through it. I actually bought the book on tape when we were driving back from Seattle one time. It was sitting there, so I bought it so I can listen to it on the way home, because I knew I was never going to finish the book.
Right.
And in other books, you pick it up and you can't set it down till you're done.
Pretty much anything by Timothy Zahn.
Yeah, no, he's done real. I have a couple of comics autographed by him, but I want to meet him.
I actually got to meet him at the last Comic-Con.
Oh, nice.
He was at the Del Rey Books booth, and he was talking to them. It wasn't like he wasn't doing a signing or anything. He had already done a sign and everything. And I asked very politely if that's him, and if I could just shake his hand and say thank you.
Right on.
I ended up getting a picture with him and everything, but it was more, to me, it was just like, thank you for enhancing my life.
Yeah, no, that's what I mean. Yeah.
And it was like, I didn't need a signature. I wasn't going for any of that. I was just like, I just love your work. I hope they bring Mara Jade into the mix sometime, which I'm hearing rumors that we might be getting a Mara Jade.
That would be kind of cool. I would like that. That would be. She's a killer character, they could do a lot of good stuff with her,
Yeah, they can.
And I think it would be really popular. The fans definitely want it.
Oh yeah, the fans want her and Revan badly. Yeah. And I think Thrawn's right up there with them too. But we're going to get Thrawn, so.
Yeah. And I would like to see Talon Karrde come in. There's some other characters that I just think there's give some interesting storylines that people don't know about.
It'll be hard to do Talon Karrde because they've kind of rewrote Thrawn's background.
Yes, that's true.
So I think it'd be kind of hard. It depends on how they do Mara Jade and how they bring her in. But I mean, I think they could keep Mara Jade as a bad guy.
Yeah.
I mean, they don't necessarily have to make her redeem herself.
I agree. I mean, you could easily bring her into the story. I mean, it would the fans would go nuts.
And I mean, she could be the one that makes it so Luke goes, I don't trust people anymore. She could be the one that broke his heart, where she goes to the good side, and then for some reason she turns back and just does some heinous thing, and then that would explain some of the actions he had later on.
Absolutely.
I mean, she could go kill Grogu. Who knows? I think people would riot.
They might riot over that one.
Yeah, that might be a tough one for people to swallow.
But I would enjoy this. If nothing else, it'd be fun watching them get mad.
Yeah. So we're going to kind of wrap it up. We're going to do what I call my fun F, marry, kill, or fuck, marry, kill.
Okay.
But like I said before, we're not going to put Leia or Padme in there because, yeah, everyone wants Leia and Padme. I mean, that's just no fun. So we're going to go my twisted route since I'm a Sith. We're going to go Sarlacc Pit, carbonization, Rancor. Sarlacc Pit, you just want this person to suffer for a long ass time.
Right.
Rancor, you just want them out. Get rid of them. Go. And carbonization, you just want to glow. You just want to put them up on the mantle and just have fun with them. So, with those being the case, we're going to start off with kind of a fun one. We're going to go with Mace Windu, Padme, and Annie. And I'm talking little kid Annie.
Okay.
Not teenage or anything.
Right.
So, who gets what?
Oh.
I know it's dark side to start out with.
No, so you have
Mace Windu,
right,
Padme,
and
then Annie.
Annie's suffering. He's sorry about it. Yeah. So then my choices are Rancor, which is quick kill, and trophy.
Yep.
Okay. Padme is the quick kill. She's Rancor. And Mace Windu is going to be, I killed Mace. He's on my wall.
Do you put his lightsaber right next to him?
Absolutely. Just like like the horns with the rifle sitting in between. You'd have his hands up here like this with the lightsaber across. So
too bad you couldn't just pose him with his hand like this and just put the lightsaber in there and have it ignited.
If you killed Mace, you'd be like, you would have a name for yourself.
That is true. You'd very much have a name for yourself. Old Yoda. So I'm talking Empire Yoda.
Okay.
The Emperor or old Ben Kenobi.
Oh. Okay, Yoda's my trophy this time.
Okay.
Nah, I take that back. You kill the Emperor, it has to be your trophy. Although I want him. No, the Emperor's going to suffer. He's Sarlacc Pit. Ben's the quick kill, and Yoda's the trophy. You kill the Jedi Master. He has to be a trophy.
No, that makes sense.
I'm not a Sith, so he's got to suffer.
No,
I mean,
I get that.
He enslaved the Wookiees. Damn it.
Oh, I totally agree.
He's going to suffer. That's a tough one, though.
So here's another kind of fun one, and now this is the whole race.
Okay.
We're gonna go the whole race. Porg, Ewok, Gungan.
Ooh. Gungans are suffering.
Amen to that.
And there was Ewoks and Porgs, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, Porgs are just a quick kill, and I guess you killed the most savage of the three of the Ewoks. They have to be your trophy.
Though it would be fun to watch a Rancor just bat around a bunch of Porgs. Could you just see him just like a cat, just
playing with them as they roll back and forth between your paws?
Exactly. Yeah. I think that'd be fun one to do.
The Porgs. Who the heck came up with the Porgs?
Well, you heard that why they did the Porgs, right?
No, I did not. That's
so. The island that they wanted to use for that movie, which I shall not name, they had a problem. They had a bunch of what they called puffins that lived on that island that they obviously could not get rid of.
Right.
So what they did is they CGI'd around the puffins. They basically created the Porg and CGI'd it over the puffins.
Really? I did not know that.
Yeah. So that's how we got the Porgs.
That's interesting.
Yeah. I'm still waiting for Disney to come out with like a pork, like Chewie's pork roasters or something. I just want, like, they took away to build it in Disneyland. Like, I haven't been to Disneyland one, been to the other one. They took away the Texas barbecue place. Like they had behind Old Bear train there. They took away that place. So it's like, well, give us a barbecue place that serves porgs. I mean, come on.
Absolutely.
Chewie would have ate it. I mean, what's good for Chewie is good for us, right?
Absolutely.
I mean, I would have done it in a heartbeat. I will say they had blue milk and they had green milk. Blue milk is actually pretty damn good. It's pretty tasty.
Is it like flavored then?
They're both flavored. One's more of a citrus flavor, like the green one is more of a citrus flavor, if I remember correctly.
But it's still milk.
It's not milk, really.
Okay.
It's kind of like a slushy.
Okay, gotcha.
But it's kind of a creamy slushy, I guess.
Okay. It's almost like a yogurtish Jamba Juice like thing.
Kind of like that.
Okay.
More like probably a sherbet.
Okay.
Than a yogurt. And I don't know if you drink, but I know like in the one in Orlando, they actually put alcohol in them if you ask for it.
I think they do it both.
They may do it at both. I know for sure they do it over there. I haven't been to the one here yet. When I go to Star Wars Celebration next year, I'll definitely be trying it. Have you gone to Star Wars Celebration?
I have not. The only thing I've ever been big like that is years ago. This would have been 90s too. They had a big the Art of Star Wars exhibit that was traveling around.
Okay.
And we went when it was in San Francisco at the Moscone Center.
Oh, nice.
So I was just looking through. I was looking through some family photos for my daughter, and I came across this. So I was looking through them, and unfortunately, the camera I had just wasn't good. So
yeah.
But I mean, it was still cool. I remember I see everything, and I had a sweatshirt from it that I bought there for like $50 or some outrageous price in the 90s. But
yeah,
I think I wore that thing until there was like nothing but threads left.
Yeah, no, trust me, that's the stuff is not cheap, but thankfully we keep them and make them last longer.
Right.
But on that, thank you for being on the show, sir.
Okay.
Where can people find you if they want to harass you?
Just on Instagram, man. Just
okay.
At WookieFanatic_19 on Instagram.
I'm in the show as normal. You know what our normal thing is, right?
Yep,
What's our normal call out?
Yep.
What is the normal one?
If you want to collect what you if you want to do it right, drink what you like.
Well,
Dirty
that'll
Wookie?
work.
Oh, no.
Ooh, Dirty Wookie. There you go. I had a Baby Yoda yesterday.
Yeah, no. If you want to do it right, collect what you like.
And if you're Yoda, it's collect what you like if you want to do it right.
DJ Abomination.